Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome to another upskilling session.
Good afternoon.
Hi sir, good afternoon. And to everyone else out there, good afternoon. So for this afternoon, our session will be all about creating an assignment using rubrics. Now assignment here would mean activities. It could also be a project, or for SBE, it could also be other performance task. Okay, so first and foremost, we'll try to see or define rubric in terms of the teacher, and of course how it is useful also for students. So for teachers, it's a scoring scale used to assess our students' performance along a task specific set of criteria, which means that it should be in congruence with the instruction. So we will see later on with with what we will be making this afternoon, what what type of descriptors we will have in such a way that it is connected with the instructions of our activity or our assignment. And then for students, this is also their basis in such a way that um, it's for students, the qualities of their work should have no. So when they look at the rubrics, which means the rubrics should be available to them before they have to make the activity. Okay, so the basic parts of the rubric, it's also it's also in line with how you will be able to see the rubric, or how will our students be able to see our rubric also in Soul. So we have the activity or task title, and then we also have um, our criteria, which is more or less this. It describes the key elements of a student work or product, and then the rating scale identifies the level of performance, and it should be in whole numbers. And descriptors are actually the descriptions of our criteria. So they should be concrete descriptors for each level of performance. Okay, so I will share first this part of the screen so that we will be able to um, perform the actual way of um, making, or yeah, making our assignments with our rubric. Okay, so I am sharing to you now our interface in Soul, and how we will be able to make an assignment or an activity with rubrics. So first and foremost, everyone is very familiar with this one already. So we click on Create Learning Activity, and then we choose Assignment. Okay, so again, assignment is not just written work or anything that has to be done asynchronously, but anything that it could be a project, it could be a performance task, and so on. And then we place the name of our assignment or our activity. So for me, it's an e-portfolio. Okay. And then in the description box, you will just place the whole set of instructions. Okay. So for me, I have already prepared my instructions, so I'll just copy pasted it. And then don't forget to click on display description and course page so that your students would directly see the instructions. And then at the side, we have availability. For most of the times, I just disable allow submissions. Whenever they're done, they could submit right away. They don't have to wait for a time where they can submit. And then it's up to the teachers to place a cutoff or just the due date. So for me, most of the times I just place the due date so that they could still submit even past the deadline. Okay. And then for submission types, okay, so by default, it should be file submissions, but especially for performance tasks or projects, it has to be placed in their Google Drive. And as teachers will just have to be shared the link from them, so you could actually place online text. That's for big sized files or project. And then you could just disable or unclick file submission. So it's really up to the teacher. Okay. So for mine, it should be just be online text, since they will just place the URL of their website. Okay. And then submission settings or for feedback types, it's just annotate PDF. If you have like file submissions, that will be useful for you. And then for submission settings, I usually just click on the submit button, so they would have the feel of really submitting their work. And then the important portion here is your grade function. Okay, so for your grade function in here, you could just place the highest possible score, whatever it is, no? So you could have like 20, 50, whatever it is. Anyway, whatever are your sets of criteria later on, it will automatically be calculated by the system, and then with the highest possible score, whatever you have placed in there. And then for the grading method, this is the most important part. So you click on rubric. Okay, so grading method, it's rubric. And then for the last two upskilling sessions, you were so focused on your grade book. So this is actually where you would have to click on, or where you would want to categorize this activity. So for me, it would be for final presentations, or yeah, I'll have to place it there. And then if you're done with this one, no, if you still have others, you could you could work on that one. But this is the most important part of the rubric specific activity. So there it's grading method is rubric, and you have to categorize where you place your activity. If you're done with that one, okay, we click on save and display. Okay, save and display, because we will have to set our rubrics. Okay, click on save and display. Okay, and then we will be given these two. So we have, it's either we define a new grading form from scratch, is if we haven't had any rubric made in the system, or we could actually create new grading form from a template. So usually we make, for different activities, we make a new rubric. So we click on define new grading form from scratch. So we click on that one. Okay, so the activity name or the task name, so mine is e-portfolio. Okay, and then just a short or a brief description about the project. Okay, and here, and in this portion here, we have, if we have as many criteria as we can, we could add that here. And then also for our rating scale, we could also add levels of performance here. Now, it is best to have at least three criteria, and then also at least three levels of grading or rating scale. So first is we just click in there, and then what is our first criteria? For example, we have I actually also have my set. Okay. Okay. So even our project submission should be part of um, our criteria, because we cannot make any other grading outside of that particular set of rubrics. So there. Sorry. Okay. There. In my case, I need to add more levels because I have like 5 levels for my rating scale. So there you go. I'm done with my first criteria. And then I'll add more. So for example, pages, and then I'll just add 2 more. Okay. Okay, we're now on my last set of descriptors. Okay. Granting that it's done, okay. So granting that it's done, I click on Save Rubric and make it ready, which means my students could also see them before they will be able to make their project. Okay. So in the student side, how will they be able to see the rubrics, no? So later on I will ask Sir Fredley to share his interface on how the students could see the rubrics. But granting that they have already submitted their work, how will you be able to use your rubrics in grading them? So you click on the activity. Okay, so make sure that as a teacher you click on the activity. Okay, view submissions, and then once you click on grade, okay, so your finished rubric is here. You'll all you have to do is click the zoom icon so that you could grade, no? So most of the times if it's here, the output could be seen here, then you could just actually also do that. And then if you have to change pages because it's in another page or it's in another window, that you could also just maximize the portion of the rubric um, interface. So what you do is you will just simply click on the scores. Okay, so there, and then if you have comments about that particular category on what they did well or maybe needs improvement, you could actually um, place it here, something like that, and that the students could also see that one when they view the feedback or the results or the grade that they get from you. Okay, once you're done with that one, you can just click on, okay, here. Okay, you could just click on save and show next. Okay, and then you go to the next student. Okay, um granting that we're done grading. Okay, so I would like to request Sir Fredley to share how the students will be able to see their grades. Sir Fredley.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
So, can you see now the sample course simulation course 19?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the view of the student regarding your activity. So for instance, you place there in the rubric section, this is the name of your activity. So the student will just click e-portfolio, and then by default, as what Ma'am Alfie said, grade me already regarding the output. So
Mm,
in that case, we can see the remarks and then the
yeah.
feedback. So
The
this is
actual
the
score. Yeah, this is the actual score. Yeah. So
okay.
there. So, so it's really actually easy for as long as you have prepared yourselves the set of rubrics. It's just a matter of copy pasting and then placing more, adding more categories and levels. Um, and then this is also very helpful for us teachers in such a way that we won't be subjective in grading them. This prevents also this prevents us from being that when it comes to grading our students with their performance tasks and um, um, graded activities. Okay, so if you have any questions, we can now we can now we are now ready to answer your questions.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, sir.
How did it came to be the 66, the grade 66?
Okay,
Uh,
so it's we had to. So I'll share first my screen. Okay. Okay. So we have in our rubrics, in when we set the assignment, we set that the maximum grade is 100, 'di ba? When we made the activity, it was 100. But we only have like three uh three criteria for this one, and then we have for our levels we only have until 4 points. So what the system did was sum up all points, like for example in Sir Fredley's case. Let's go back to um, Sir Fredley's scores. Okay, so Sir Fredley had 3 points, 2 points, and 3 points. Now, if you sum that up, that's 8 over 12, no? Because we have the highest points per criterion is 4 points. So it's 8 over 12, and then you multiply it by 100. So that's why we got a 66.67.
okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Other questions? Wala na. Anyway, if once the question just pops in your mind and then we're done with this, you could always go back to the recording. I think Sir Fredley is recording us right now, so you could always go back to it, and then if you have more questions while you're making your um, activities with rubrics, you could always email us or chat us in Seoul so we could help you out. Okay, so wala na gyud question.
I have a question. This is
Yes.
Myra. Hi.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Um, when the the question about content, I came in late because I had a class.
Yeah.
Um, the question about the content of the things aside from submission and pages but
Mhm.
I think for us that the content of what they submitted, the content of their report or what the content of their project, how could we factor that in? Because like for example, when we say, okay, for the content, let's say for example, if the student was able to explain or factor in a theory and
Mm.
made a connection very well to what she is trying to present, so
Yeah.
how do we factor that in?
So in here, ma'am, like for example, this is my okay, I'll have to share that one. We have to work around our criteria on our instruction for the activity. I will, okay, I will share that one. So this is my activity. So actually, the pages there are not just mere pages, but they're actually web pages. No, so that was part of the goal because it's an e-portfolio. That's why it was part um the criteria my criteria here in the rubric was actually in line with my instructions for
Mhm.
how they would be able to um comply with that particular criterion. So like for example, I they are expected to have like uh 4 web pages here. So each one also has content, and most of the times when we have like we could actually put more criteria other than this one, like for example organization of the work, or maybe if it's a presentation, how they delivered, or the delivery.
Mhm.
You It's up to the teacher to actually place a descriptor on a particular level, the rating. It's really up to the teacher to place it there, to categorize which part of that one. For example, for this one I have like I need for them to have 4 sub pages. So what I did for my uh, for my for my category are, for example, this one. So complete main pages and sub pages. So they have to have the main page and the sub pages. And then another one is, for number 3, that means they lack 1 or 2 sub pages. So it's really up to the teacher to um, place now in the descriptors which is for that particular set of points. And if I would show you my complete set of rubric for that one. By the way, I could also recommend everyone to visit rubric making sites such as Rubistar. That would also help out or give us an idea on how to make our set of rubrics, and then also on how to categorize each set of descriptor to a particular set of score. Okay, so okay, here. So this is the complete set of my rubrics. So this also entails the content of each sub pages. So this is also in congruence with my instructions. So that aside from the fact that they have read the instructions, this is also a gauge when they see, or when you grade them later on. This is actually the gauge in their understanding of that particular activity in the part of the students, because they would also see, before they make or before they perform, they will see the rubrics beforehand, so that they would also have an idea on how you will be grading them. So there. So this portion here, language and grammar, creativity, organization, background, and design, these are not part actually of the instructions, but more or less a requirement when you have a website. Okay, so I added this one. No, I added this portion here aside from the technical side of making an e-portfolio. So there. I hope that helped, Ma'am or Dr. Reddington.
Thank you. Thank you.
Other questions?
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Ah, pero dili siya pwede mo automatic grade. Kinahanglan ikaw gyud mo grade.
Yes, sir. I think that's the real the purpose of a rubric. Kanang we already have. I mean, we could make assignments using direct grading. I think Sir Fredley had those sessions earlier last week, ba Sir Fred? So they already had those direct grading. Sir, pwede ra siya na po siya direct grading, and um you could also choose rubric, no, for rubric. Rubric is very important, especially for big projects or graded kanang mga graded performance tasks or graded activities, so that they would be able to really see the guide. They would really see how they will be graded also. Okay, Sir Cam.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, it would have been nice if the grading would be automated ba once you have prepared. But
Yeah, it's
thank you,
kuan,
ma'am.
sir.
Thank you.
It's actually automated, sir. Like for example, your set of rubrics, dili siya. It's not really 100. It's not really 100 in score, no. So it actually is automated, sir. Whatever it automates right away, no. Whatever you clicked in there, it computes itself to in accordance with the maximum grade that you have set in the activity. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I understand that. What I mean by automate means the system itself will correct or will check the submission ba.
No,
Most
not a teacher, sir. Si
Well,
teacher
thank you, ma'am.
gihapon,
Thank you,
sir.
ma'am.
Okay. Other questions? Sir Kems is making our rainy afternoon lights. Bitaw. Thank you for that, Sir Kems. We have chats here. Okay. What's the link? Okay, the link for, yeah, sir. Thank you, Sir Fred, for giving the link. Okay. Okay, so all right. So I could share the rubric to you. Wow. Oh, I could share the rubric to you as model. Yes, I could do that one, Dr. Myra. And then okay, reviewing the process. We will just share it in my soul bulletin whenever the video will be available in YouTube. We will again post the link, maybe tomorrow or Friday when we have uploaded it in YouTube. Okay. So if we don't have any more questions for certificate purposes, bitaw, oh yes, kindly please put in the chat box your complete name kay tanawa si Sir Kems kay Kems Kilat. Bitaw, kindly place in the chat box your complete name that you would want to see in your certificate before we end the session. Okay. How about the others? Okay. So Sir Fredly, do you have some parting words to our MySol teachers? Okay, so Sir Fredly said he will see you again in another upskilling session. Okay, so that's all for the afternoon. I hope we have imparted to you another essential part of using soul. Okay, so thank you very much and hope to see you around soon. Okay, not just virtually. So bye bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ma'am Alfie.
Thank you, sir.
See you
Thank you,
around.
Ma'am
Bisita
Alfie.
niya ako dito
Yes.
sa inyo. Okay. Sige, Ma'am.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Bye-bye. Keep safe.
Bye
Keep safe.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Have a
Thank you,
nice afternoon,
mom.
ma'am.
Yes, you too, ma'am.